If words like unremarkable, beige, and generic excite you, then boy oh boy do I have the place for your next vacation. Hi there, my name is Kevin. This channel came from a love of traveling, a love of the full process, and the journey itself. I feature airline trip reports and high-end hotel reviews from all over the world. My reviews aren't sponsored by airlines or hotels, so you can be sure to get my unbiased and honest opinion. Am I an expert? You can decide. Am I fair? Yeah, I am. Let's get into it. Welcome to Phuket. If you'd like to know the exact nightly rate that I paid, or my next 5 videos in queue, please check out the description below. As any regular viewers know, price plays a very important role in my reviews. If this Marriott was, let's say, half the price of the nearby JW Marriott, which I just recently posted about, then perhaps my opinions would be a little bit different. But as I'm writing this, I did a quick look at random dates in June, August, and October of this year. And in all 3 cases, this Marriott is pricing higher than the JW by $5, $103, and $26 respectively. I'll be perfectly honest, this hotel has nothing offensively bad about it. If you watch until the end, you'll see that the score that I came to took off points more or less evenly across all the categories. It's just a very run-of-the-mill, vanilla, cookie-cutter, fill-in-the-blank with more words just like this kind of resort. And so I'm not going to beat around the bush. Based on my experience, there are far better resorts to spend your money at. The lobby area is where they decided to spend all of their local aesthetic design dollars, because once you leave this area, there's really no indication whatsoever that you're even in Thailand. Upon arrival, you'll be given a cold towel and a peaberry iced tea. Let's take a look at where Nai Yang actually is. If you hold your right hand out in front of your face and make a backwards L sign, your index finger is Mai Khao Beach, the corner is the airport, and the base of your thumb is Nai Yang, a small crescent-shaped area just to the south of the airport. As the property approaches the beach, it spreads wider, giving the resort what should be a great chunk of real estate. I generally film in the early mornings to avoid guests and staff in the clips as best as I can. This was not that early, around 8 o'clock, and you may notice a distinct lack of staff. Considering this is the lobby especially, yeah, me too. Of the 8 resorts I stayed at on this trip, this is the only one that felt remotely understaffed as a whole. The service was middle of the road. The best service was likely at reception and in the bar up here, with the worst easily being the bell staff, who were often just staring at their phones. The view from the lobby bars were nice enough, but there's just nothing to set it apart from a litany of other generic lobby bars. Which brings me to the comments that will say, "It's a Marriott, what did you expect?" Well, more than this. I actually saw quite a bit written about this hotel, so I thought perhaps it had a little bit extra something. There are buggy services available, but they're more or less just to get you down a couple of levels, as the area where they can actually drive is limited, and the resort as a whole isn't really that big. One level below the lobby is just a big open space with some fake grass in the middle portion. I'm sure it's used for events, but every resort on Earth has spaces like this, and there are many things that you can do with them just to make them feel a little bit more integrated and thoughtful. Also on this level is the all-day dining venue, which we'll check out tomorrow for breakfast. Down here, we can see the beginning of the pool area. There's one smart design cue that they did here, and that's that the lagoon pools and the primary pool near the beach are in fact all one pool. Let's head down to the ground floor to check out my room. I booked this stay with Bonvoy points, and when I checked in, my low-level gold status was recognized well, and I was given a 3-category upgrade. Mind you, the categories are quite close together. I was given a Garden Cabana King. Opened in 2016, the hotel has 180 rooms. For the most part, the room was in decent condition and felt new, and if I was in St. Louis or at any airport hotel anywhere on earth, I'd be perfectly happy with it. But in Thailand, I think a few touches of Thai influence would be nice. Sorry, St. Louis. Otherwise, snarky comments aside, the room was nicely outfitted. I did appreciate the round dining table / desk, but you'd think that since they're a newer hotel, that they'd be thoughtful enough to give you more than just a single USB on the bedside. The minibar was fully stocked, quite ironically, better stocked than the JW, who only provided instant coffee. So, you already know how much I paid for my stay here, but do you want to know how much the hotel paid me to publish this video? Yeah, okay, well, in this case, you know it's nothing. Not only was Marriott unaware that I'd be making this video, they have absolutely no idea who I am. And that's how I like it. Why? Because content creators are recognized every day, and I don't want any kind of special treatment, so I film anonymously. That is more challenging than you think though, so that's why every like, comment, and subscription really does mean a lot and helps the channel to grow, to keep this twice weekly content flowing. Thanks very much for watching today. The bathroom was clean and well laid out. I'm a huge fan of wet rooms, and I'm glad more and more hotels are coming around to notice how great they can be. Last up, we have the garden area. In theory, this sounded really nice, but in reality, the lack of grass and cleanliness of the cabana itself left a little bit to be desired. It does have pool access though, at least. Mind you, it is awkwardly shallow for adults though. Okay, so as we head to the main pool area and take a look at some oddly placed turtles, let's see who this place would be for. So, I think quite obviously, it's geared towards families. There were loads of kids here, and there's also a full kids club. While I was here, there was also a sizable conference going on, as well as a few flight crews. Now, the one reason I would say that you might actually want to consider coming here is if you can get a good deal on a pool villa. For a good price, that might make it worth it for you. It might also be good if for some odd reason you have an overnight layover, as it's pretty close to the airport. For the pool, it's fine. During busy times though, it can be a little bit chaotic with the way that they have the seating spread out like everywhere. Here we have our first look at the beach. An odd one, you can see. Obviously this is low tide. If you enjoy sitting on the beach but don't tend to actually go in the ocean, then this is genuinely a place that you might enjoy. Even when the tide is fully in though, the water was very shallow, for just about as far out as you could see. These two buildings house the beachfront restaurant and bar, with the bar and lounge being on the left. And on the right side, we have Big Fish. I cannot even begin to explain how much this annoys me. If you noticed, the sign at the entrance of the resort had the same problem. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about generic design, but there is still one problem in here. It's the tables. They're a full 3, 4, maybe even 5 inches too low, which just makes for a really uncomfortable dining experience. I'm trying. Walking away from the pool, we have some of the villas on the left and the kids club on the right. I frequently get asked, why don't you explain more about the kids' facilities? The answer is, I can't. There are 2 ways that I'd be able to show it to you. First, wait until it opened, and then walk in there with a camera. Or, second, me, the solo traveler, asking the hotel if I can film inside the kids area. I hope you can understand how both of those situations come off as highly creepy. Not to mention, I make a point of not telling hotels that I'm making a video. And so a long time ago, I just decided that I'm not even going to try to dabble with kids areas unless you can see them fully from the outside. Okay, dinner. No menus, because the website doesn't have one, and the only menu that I could find was from 2019, and it was entirely different from what was on our menu. Actually, the one from 2019 looked great. For starters, a Thai sampler platter and a pomelo salad. No and no. Capital N-O. The sampler was just a big greasy mess, and the shrimp on the pomelo salad was not at all fresh and very mealy, and the sauce was just cloyingly sweet, barely touched it. The mains were definitely better than the starters, but all of the food took forever. It was an open kitchen with 4 cooks, and it was one of the more dysfunctional ones that I've seen in a while. We sat down at 6:25, starters came at 7:28, and mains at 7:49. The next morning for breakfast, we have the Andaman Kitchen. It was a fairly extensive buffet with an egg station and noodle station. My problem here though was the food temperature. Everything was cold. Cold food is actually pretty common at buffets when they first open. Trust me, I get it a lot. But it's rare that it's literally every dish. Keep in mind, the steam that you see is from the water, not the food. That looks safe. Overall, I hope that you can see what I'm saying, and if you have stayed here before and you enjoyed it, please don't take offense. I wasn't cursed at, the rooms weren't dirty, the pools weren't falling apart. I'm not saying it's that bad, but it's just not that good either. In a market that has near endless selection, especially in the high 4, low 5-star category. The 3 other Phuket resorts from this trip are all around the same price or cheaper. I'd recommend you check out any of them. Or even the Pullman Naiton, which I reviewed last time that I was here. All of that said, I really do hope that you found today's video useful, if not enjoyable. If you did, please be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've still got 4 more resorts in this series, but first I'm going to take you on Bangkok Airways from Phuket to Koh Samui. Oh, and thanks for watching till the end.